webcasting for a worldwide audience.
Good morning and welcome to this horrible, wet and miserable morning here in Lewes. This is Radio Lewes, where the music matters, and you're listening to Thursday Live. The music is definitely going to cheer you up. I've got a great list from Si this morning, and I'm very pleased to say I've got a guest in the studio. It's Bjorn Bailey, who will be playing at the Con Club on the 12th of March as the Jonah Medal. Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, considering I'm a bit damp.
Yeah, I know, I broke out the wellies this morning. I can only apologise, but it's a marsh out there, isn't it? It's horrible.
We're sitting down, we can't see them. So you're going to be at the Con Club. You're also going to hopefully play a live song for us and have a chat. And we're also going to have all the usual nonsense that we do on a Thursday morning. I've got a great playlist from Si. I've got the usual shameless self-promotion. And we've even got a bit of music from a previous incarnation of yours called La Rocker. So we're going to crack off with a little bit of Led Zeppelin and rock and roll. From 1972, that was Led Zeppelin and rock and roll from the album Led Zeppelin 4. I'm going to put my teeth in. Bjorn, let's have a talk about you.
I was going to say, can we chat first? I can't play a song straight. You're killing me here right after Led Zeppelin. Let's have a little breather.
So, Your latest incarnation is the Jonah Medal, and you're going to be playing a conclave on the 12th of March. And tickets are only £8. That's brilliant. You can get those from ctickets.com. So,
and the boys down at Union Music as well are selling physical tickets as well.
Brilliant. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Can I tell you about the name first? The Jonah Medal.
Please do.
So I read this great story about the Antarctic explorers. Going back to Scott and all those guys, and when they were down there making their bid for the pole, for the South Pole back in the early 20th century, they had, during all their kind of lead up to making the break for the pole, they were in their huts and they were training some of the ponies, and they had lots of things to look after. And every day, the person who had the worst luck, in other words, someone who fell off into the water, or fell off an ice floe, or lost one of the ponies, or lost a boot or something, they used to call him the Jonah. It was like the person with the worst luck, and they fashioned this little brass medal, which they then gave to that person to hold until the next person had worst luck, the next day or 2 days later, and then he would take the medal. It was called the Jonah Medal, and I was like, that's great. And then there was an Irish explorer who was down there called Tom Crean, who apparently when he got it, he never had to give it up. He had the worst luck of everybody, every single time. So he held on to the Jonah Medal. So when I read that, I thought the Jonah Medal sounded very nice. I quite liked it.
Is that a good name to pick for a debut?
Yeah, is it though? I don't know. I quite liked. I've always been in bands, so kind of going under my own name has the music that I'm doing now doesn't feel very singer-songwritery, and me on my own with musicians behind. It feels more the recordings I've been doing for this, and even for next week for the debut show. It's a collective of really good musicians, and I had some really amazing musicians play on some of the recordings that I'm going to put out this year, all the way from recording some of it in Los Angeles, and a friend of mine played some slide guitar all the way from Nashville, and we used Nick Cave's studio here in Brighton for some stuff, and the whole thing felt like more of a collective of people together playing songs I've written, as opposed to just me on my own. So I think having a band name, a collective name, more than just my name was really important this time.
Well, I really hope that's got the bad luck out of the way before you start.
Exactly.
I really do. So you've been all over the place, really. I'm just looking at the information you sent me with a band called La Rocca in the States.
Yeah.
Sharing stages with Phoenix, Cold War Kids, the Fratellis, making records with Tony Hoffler, Beck, and music in the movies and TV as well.
Yeah, lots of stuff. We were 3 members of the band were Irish, I should say, and one English guy, and we got signed to a label called Dangerbird Records, who were an up-and-coming label, who were based in Los Angeles, and because they weren't like an international company with offices everywhere, so we could stay put. So when they said you should come out to Los Angeles, we bit their arm off, went straight out there, lived there for about 5 years, and used it as a base to do lots of touring. I mean, in the States, you can do touring runs of 30 dates just up and down the West Coast. You can do the same on the East Coast. In Ireland, where we were based, even in England to a degree, in Britain, you don't go out touring more than once every 2 or 3 months, because you'll just saturate your own market. You go back to the same town a month later, whereas in the States, you can just pick different regions and do that. So for a band, it's incredible to get that kind of live experience again and again. I mean, it means a lot of hours in a van, but it's really it's an experience that you can't really get.
At least you're in a country built to travel in a van.
Yeah. So. Well, it's I didn't. I was very late in getting my driver's license, so I didn't get my license. I didn't have my license when I lived in the States. I only got it when I came back here. So my job was to sit in the passenger seat and keep whoever was driving awake, because you'd normally finish, load up, and then you would try and get at least 100 miles on the clock, for the next show. And then agents were pretty good to route you through, so you didn't have too big a drive, but occasionally you would have a massive drive of like 400 or 500 miles. So now I don't think anything about doing long drives. I quite like it, having done all those before, or at least sat in the passenger seat for them before. But no, it's a very good experience for any bands, and we consider ourselves quite lucky to be able to be based there and work there. And we just end up playing with lots and lots of really good bands and playing in bigger theatres. And for live, you can't get it unless you're over there, I think, for that many shows.
Well, that's really cool. Can you tell us what sort of sound we can expect for the Jonah Medals debut?
Well, it's really all the songs kind of dictate it. They're not really all in the same style. They're just. I'm going to play one in a bit that's more of a story song. I love this, the songwriters of the early 70s, and really good kind of memorable intros, outros. It's so that I suppose they're quite. There's a bit of Americana, certainly influenced by my time in America, and influenced by kind of classic songwriting of, I suppose, Paul Simon or Springsteen or early Van Morrison. Yeah, it's very song based. I just think it's a really strong set of some of the best songs you've heard for a while, really. And that's kind of where I'm going with it.
Brilliant. Well, you mentioned a story song.
Yeah. This is a song. I've got an amazing singer called Galia, who's coming down to help me sing a few songs as well when we play next week. She'll sing on this one, so there's a female chorus part, but I'll be taking that on, but not in a female voice. She'll do a lot more justice to it. This is called Sarah Taking Flight. Until 16, till she left for Chicago on a train through Ohio, was rolling on a steam machine. With a fire in her belly, we knew that she was ready, headed on the diamond road, till she made a stop in Cleveland, robbing houses she was cleaning. The law said it was time to go. She liked to smell the sea. She was working for the money as an advertising bunny, standing on her paws till 3. And from one day to the next, she was highly confidential, how she liked to play with ease. But I bet she had a plan to help a wealthy man, and I remember how she sung these. No house has ever meant that much to me. No town, no
Oh, thank you very much. That was beautiful. That is going to be a great gig, I think.
I think it's going to be a great night. You're right. Gig of the year. Gig of the decade.
I really hope so. I am definitely going to get myself down to the Con Club on the 12th, and I will cover it for the radio on the Saturday following.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Thank you, man.
I'm so pleased you came in.
Yeah,
it's really brightened up my Thursday wet, horrible day. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.
We're going to give you a quick break. This is a track from Dirty Shirley.
It's everywhere. It seems they all went down and nobody seems to care. The last man standing is right in front of you. This might be the very last view. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. I am the last stand. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. I am the last man standing. I can hear the choir sings, I can hear the church bells ring. Facing the enemy as loud as they can. Longing for some company. One day that I'll be free. When I step on a solid ground. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. I am the last stand. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. I am the last man. Next chapter is so far. Next chapter is so far. We born and raised the bar. Yeah. Your very last view. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. I am the last stand. Gotta get out, gotta give in, gotta move to the other side. Well, I gotta run when I see them landing. The last man standing. Oh, you won't see me anymore. You won't see me anymore.
Dirty Shirley there with the last man standing. I've been chatting with Bjorn. I'm afraid I haven't bothered to look up who that was. So I'm going to play here another track that cover my laziness. This is The Monkees.
Just a loudmouth Yankee, I went down to Mexico. I didn't have much time to spend, about a week or so. There I lightly took advantage of a girl who loved me so. But I found myself thinking when the time had come to go, what am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antone. What am I doing hanging round? She took me to the garden just for a little walk. I didn't know much Spanish and there was no time for talk. Then she told me that she loved me not with words but with a kiss. And like a fool I kept on thinking of a train I could not miss. What am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antone. What am I doing hanging round? Well, it's been a year or so, and I wanna go back again. And if I get the money, well, I'll ride the same old train. But I guess your chances come but once, and boy, I sure missed mine. And still I can't stop thinking when I hear some whistle crying. What am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antone. What am I doing hanging round? What am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antone. What am I doing hanging round? What am I doing hanging round? I should be on that train and gone. I should be riding on that train to San Antone.
What am I doing hanging around? That is the Monkees from 1967. Sorry, that's my fault entirely. And I have to say thank you very much to Bjorn Bailey. He's had to fly. I'm afraid child caring duties have called him away from the studio. So I am going to play a track from the band La Rocca that he was in the States from an album called The Truth. This is Sketches.
Yeah!
Sketches from The Truth, the Rockers' debut album from 2006. And my word, what a voice, what a fantastic sound. My thanks again to Bjorn for giving us his time and playing live in the studio. How fantastic was that? Now it is time for the gig guide, and I can tell you a little bit more about that gig. Where are we today? We are on... I've forgotten what date is, the 5th, isn't it? So Friday the 6th sees Samakai Afro Beat at the Con Club, 8pm, that's £6. Members go free. And the Lamb's closed, unfortunately, so none of the Lamb gigs will be going ahead. Frem Brûlée, DJ night, no, that's the Lamb, sorry. Mountain Firework Co., folk and alternative country, that's the Con Club, 8pm, and that's £10. Northern, folk, English traditional 4-part vocal harmony, Elephant and Castle, 8pm, that's £10. The Royal Oak have got Beat Working DJ set at 9pm for free. Sunday the 8th sees South Coast Cool. No, it doesn't, that's the Lamb. I really must read these things ahead of time. Monday the 9th, Tina May singing with the Terry Seabrook Trio, Jazz at the Snowdrop at 8pm, and that's free. Tuesday the 10th, Concertina's Anonymous Practice Session, folk and miscellaneous at the Elephant and Castle for 8pm and free. And the one we've been discussing, the Jonah Medal. Alternative music at the Con Club at 7:30. Tickets are £8. I will be there, and I think that's going to be a fantastic evening. Friday the 13th sees John Fairhurst Heavy Blues at the Con Club at 7:30. £8. Members free. And Saturday the 14th, the Royal Oak second birthday party. We are two floor takeover with Lazy Susan and Frolic. That's the Royal Oak, and it's free. The Elephant and Castle have got John Rutter, that's English traditional folk, at 8pm, tickets are £7 for that one. And John Crampton will be foot stomping Blues and Bluegrass at the Lansdowne at 8pm for free. I'll tell you the rest after this. Does help if I switch them on, doesn't it? You know what, I'm going to start that track again. I keep moving between things. It's not helping matters. This is what I was trying to play.
Tell me what you gonna do.
There we go there eventually. It was Small Faces from 1966. What you gonna do? Monday the 16th sees Sam... I really don't know how you say this name, Carles. Possibly singer with Terry Seabrook Trio, Jazz at the Snowdrop at 8 p.m, and that one's free. I might point out that I think most of the acts that were going to be at the Lamb might be squeezed into the Con Club rota, but you'll have to check their website for details on that. So I won't be giving any more Lamb details. Friday the 20th sees Love Action DJs, 80s vinyl at the Con Club, 9 p.m. £4 a ticket, members go free. Askew Sisters, English Traditional Folk at the Elephant and Castle, that's 8 p.m. and £10. Sunday the 22nd, that was a lamb gig, I'm going to have to read these things. Monday the 23rd, Chris Cool with a trumpet with the Terry Seabrook Trio, that's the Snowdrop, 8 p.m. and free. Lewes Favourites, English Tunes Practice Session, English Traditional Stuff, Elephant and Castle, 8 p.m. and that one's free. Jake Morrell is at the Con Club on Friday the 27th. That's country stuff at 7:30 and £10 a ticket. The Lansdowne have Afro Latinicity, live percussion and DJ set at 8 p.m. and that one is free. Saturday the 28th, Starfish Youth Music at the Con Club at 1 p.m. Price to be announced. Diary Farrell, English Traditional Songs. I don't know what bouzouki is, but it's at the Elephant and Castle for 8 p.m. and it's £12. And Loose Caboose DJs at Northern Soul at the Con Club at 7:30 for £6. The one I'm most interested in for the 28th, though, is Gig of the Month in Viva Lewes. It is Susan the Mighty and Terry Pack's Trees. That will be here at Westgate Chapel at 7:30. Tickets are £10 or £8 concession. More information at events.oysterproject.org.uk, and that will be freelance music leader Lisa Guile. She's recently started a music making strand at the Oyster Project charity, which will see their drama group making a film and composing the soundtrack themselves. They hope to enter the finished film in the Oscar Bright Film Festival in Brighton, and Lisa has arranged a jazz double bill at Westgate to raise funds for the Oyster Project. So it'll be her band, Susan the Mighty and Terry Pack's Trees, and it's going to be a fantastic, fantastic evening. I will be there, and most of the Radio Lewis members, I hope, will be there too to support, and it's going to be a great evening. There will be a bar open throughout the whole performance, and it'll be fine to go back in and out. It'll be a very relaxed atmosphere. I'm looking forward to it immensely, I must say. On to Sunday the 29th, and St Mary's Social Centre. Number one Ladies Accordion Orchestra, playing tunes from around the world, and that is at 2:30, and it's £10 or £8 a ticket for that. The Con Club have got Mike Newsham, Sundays in the Bar special, that's at 3:30, and that one is free. And they've also got Live Dead 69 Rock at the Con Club at 7:30, and it's £20. Finally, Rob Luft, guitar player with Terry Seabrook Trio Jazz at the Snowdrop at 8 p.m, and that's Monday the 30th, and that is the gig guide. More music now.
Street outside is just
Rod Stewart and the Faces there with Cindy Incidentally from 1973. I've just been informed by my slightly lazy team of researcher that Saturday night's Femme Brûlée gig that was going to be at the Lamb is now at the Lansdowne, so that's also still free. So if you wanted to see Femme Brûlée, they've just moved down the road a bit. That's good news, at least. I'm going to play you another track, and then we're going to have some of our shameless self-promotion. There was the Kinks, and I've just lost the track because Si just texted me to say it's amazing how much time he takes up being lazy. That was Brainwashed. You find that on the album Arthur, or the Decline and Fall of the British Empire from 1969. Now I need to step out of the studio for a minute, so I'm not going to play you some shameless self-promotion. I'm going to play you another track.
When the outside temperature rises and the meaning is oh so clear, 1001 yellow daffodils begin to dance in front of you, oh dear. Are they trying to tell you something? You're missing that one final screw. You're simply not in the pink, my dear. To be honest, you haven't got a clue. I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. It finally happened. Whoa, it finally happened. I'm slightly mad. Oh dear. I'm one card short of a full deck. I'm not quite the shilling. One wave short of a shipwreck. I'm not my usual top billing. I'm coming down with slightly mad. It finally happened, finally happened, finally happened. I'm slightly mad. Oh dear. With only one needle, unraveling fast, it's true. I'm driving only 3 wheels these days, but my dear, how about you? I'm going slightly mad. I'm going slightly mad. It finally happened. It finally happened, oh yes, it finally happened. I'm slightly mad, just very slightly mad. And there you have it.
Queen, and I'm Going Slightly Mad from 1991, and the album was Innuendo. Now it really is time for a bit of shameless self-promotion, and we invite you to join Music Club. I'm in the studio with Emma Jackson. She's just finished recording, and we're going to break the first rule and talk about Music Club. Emma, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you? Welcome to Music Club.
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Tell us about Music Club and how you found out about us as well, Radio Lewes.
Well, there's 2 elements of Music Club. And the first is Music Club is something that I belong to in Brighton. It's a bit like book club. We meet once a month and we review an album. So we meet in each other's houses and we take turns hosting and we listen to the album for a month, and then as a group we critique it. But mainly we eat crisps and drink beer, and it's just a bit of a laugh. And one of the members of Music Club is DJ Lisa Lyles, who does the A&E show, and she mentioned the radio station to me and introduced me to John, who kindly, and Ben, showed me the ropes to get my show going, which is called Radio Music Club. And Music Club, the radio show, is a bit like when you used to meet with your mates and share music. Well, before we had the availability of online streaming, you relied on those tapes that you made and shared between each other for latest music and good old-fashioned tunes too.
So it's a digital mixtape.
It's a digital mixtape. It's a bit of a reference back to probably a lot of music I enjoyed in the 90s and the 80s and around about then. But also lots of new music. I try and make sure that at least a third of the music is brand new music.
Well, that's just taken away my third question. I was going to ask you what you play. You've done that. When are you published?
Published on Wednesday morning. And I put it out there on social media on Friday morning as something for the weekend.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time, Emma. And I hope you get plenty of listens.
Thanks very much, Ben.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Some of them came and played. Others give flowers away. Yes, they did.
their music being born in blood. Children dance night and day. Religion was being born down in Monterey. The birds and the airplane did fly. Oh, Ravi Shankar's music made me cry. The Who exploded into fire and light. Hugh Masekela's music was black as night. The Grateful Dead blew everybody's mind. Jimi Hendrix, baby, believe me, set the world on fire. Yeah, His Majesty Prince Jones smiled as he moved them off the ground. 10,000 electric guitars were grooving real loud. Yeah. You wanna find the truth in life? Don't pass music by. And you know I would not lie. No, I would not lie. No, I would not lie. Down in Monterey. All right.
The Animals and Monterey. Now, I've got two conflicting bits of information. According to side-ups from 66 and the Animalism album, and according to the internet, I don't know, Side's probably right on this. It was from The Twain Shall Meet, the second album from 1967. Never mind, it's a great tune nonetheless. And we'll carry it on with another great tune from We Sell the Dead. was fantastic. It's a band I've never heard of, We Sell the Dead. Carved in Stone, that was called, from their brand new album, released on the 21st of February. It's called Black Sleep, and I think I definitely have to investigate more of that. Now that's it, I'm out of time, I'm afraid. I've got one more for you. I really must extend my thanks again to Bjorn Bailey for coming in. I've never had a live performance here in the studio. That was brilliant. And as I said, I would definitely be getting along to the Con Club on the 12th for that gig. It's selling well, so if you want to go, get your tickets in now. This has been Thursday Live here on Radio Lewes, where the music matters. I've been Ben Fuller. My thanks for listening. Swansea will be here on Saturday, and I will be back next Thursday. But for now, I'm going to leave you with another great new band. It's all Black Swan. This is Make It There. Till next time, ta-da.
How many times have you had this?
Radio Lewes. Local community webcasting.